Hello, everyone. Welcome back to No Bed of Roses. This is a wacky experiment we're going to do for today's episode, a multi-generational movie review. Sit back, relax, check it out. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a wacky new concept. We are 100% not sure of what we are about to do. The idea with this, you can hear our special guest laughing in the background. The idea with this is a family review of movies, television, and anything else this family feels like reviewing. So I'm very proud and pleased to bring to you our family today, and we've got to my left here in the studio Kristen Haber. Say hey, Kristen.
Hello.
There's Kristen. And then we've got the dynamic duo, the twins, the Haber twins, Dylan.
Sorry.
Well, there's Kaylee. Every time. There's Kaylee. So say hi, Kaylee.
Hi.
There's Kaylee. And Dylan.
Hi.
All right.
I do it every
And
time.
exhibiting way more self-control. Coming out of Los Angeles, entertainment capital of the world, we have Oma. Say hi, Oma.
Hi, Oma.
There she is. That's pretty good. That's Elaine Haber, hanging out on the West Coast. And okay, so we have nothing in this. We have no idea what we're doing, but we're going to give it a shot. It's an experiment, right? Okay, so.
Yes.
So we all watched two movies. Oma didn't see one of them, but the two movies that we're going to talk about today, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom and Mulan.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I've got clips of both to just kind of bring us back into both those movies so we can listen to. Should we do Ma Rainey's Black Bottom since
Yes.
Oma saw that? Yeah?
Yes.
Is that good? Okay, so we'll do that
Wait,
first.
so then what are we going to do when Oma doesn't know the other one?
Well, she'll have
I'll just
comments.
listen.
She has an opinion, you know that. And so we will have a conversation about why we said the things we said, and that's the thing, right? Just see, why do we feel the way we feel? What did it do for us? What did it not do for us? Do we care at all? Okay, so first up, we'll go with Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and let's listen to the clip and see what we think after that.
A one, a two, a you know what to do. This be an empty world without the blues. I try to take that emptiness and fill it up with something. But they want to call me Mother Blues. That's all right with me. It don't hurt none.
Right out south and
Where's the horn player?
I got a friend.
Come on, Levy. You rehearse like everybody else.
I'm gonna get me a band and make me some records. I knows how to play real music, not this jug band shit.
You call that playing music?
I know what I'm doing. Go on and fire me, I don't care.
When I got there, they began to say,
That's to get the people's attention. That's when you and Slow Drag come in with the rhythm part. Me and Cutler play on the break.
Levy, the sooner you understand it ain't what you say, it's what Ma said to count.
We'll be ready to go in 15 minutes.
We'll be ready to go, and Madam says we're ready to go, and that's the way it go around here.
These records are gonna be hits.
All right, so there's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Chadwick Boseman's last film. Oma, why don't you kick it off? What'd you think?
Well, it wasn't quite what I expected it to be, but knowing that it's August Wilson, it had to be about Black lives and the struggle, no matter where they are. I actually liked it. And again, it wasn't quite what I expected.
Did you see it on Broadway?
I did not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm familiar with some of his work, August Wilson.
And when you say it wasn't what you expected, why was that? Or why is that?
Because I thought it would be more about her and her vocals, her singing, and how she brought her music to the public. But it was really much more intimate because it was about feelings of the people that were in the band.
You just didn't know that it was going to be, well, it was going to be really focused on Levy so much, on Chadwick Boseman?
No.
Right.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly.
Okay. So since Dylan laughed through, he's barely keeping it together. It's okay. You can talk. So Dylan, what did you think? Let's hear from a younger generation. What did you guys think?
I didn't mean to laugh through it. I accidentally sneezed. I'm sorry.
Sneezing is funny.
Yeah.
So it's okay. See, Kayla proved it. Sneezing's funny.
I looked at her and I went, oh, laughing time. I thought that the art and the art direction and really the way that they gave an example of what it was like back then to be a black artist, I felt like that was really powerful, and that they did a good job of that. But honestly, when I went in to watch it, I expected a length movie, you know? I didn't know that it was a Broadway. It was a play. I mean, I liked it. I thought it was good. And there were a few things about it that I thought were, or maybe shouldn't have been used on as a movie, because plays have a different way that you do stuff. There's different timing. There's different ways that the character is used. And I feel like they did a good job of using the majority of the play, but there were a few things that I think they probably could have left out.
Kaylee, did you feel the same? That it felt, so it sounds, Dylan, it felt limited or limiting. It wasn't a full-blown theatrical movie. It was a stage play.
Yeah,
that was
and I mean, I feel like you can make a play into a movie. You can definitely do that. But if you're just going to do a little snippet, actually give a little bit more information. Because, I mean, I come in and I'm just watching this and I'm going, okay, so this is a person, she's singing, and then her band, and they're going to record audio. But I don't have any foreground about...
No context.
Yeah.
So you didn't know what it was. Okay. Just Kales, what'd you think?
I don't really feel the same. So I think it was good that they did it how it was formatted for the musical. I thought that was good because it was a story of a black singer and how their life was and how the musician's life was. And it made me feel really stuck and claustrophobic. And I think that it was good that they kept it as the play format because it was short and it just kept it inside the building. And so it made you feel like the way that if you were to live that life of theirs, you would feel the way that the movie was formatted.
Interesting. Kristen, that's a good segue. Kristen's looking at me like, oh, yeah. Let me add it. So that's a great observation. Kristen, what did you think?
So I agree with elements of what Kaylee and Dylan both said, and even what Oma said. I thought overall as a film that the directing, the acting, the performances were really solid. I was very impressed knowing now that Chadwick Boseman was so sick at the time that he was dying.
What was he sick while they were doing? Because he was sick in The Five Bloods. He was sick in that, but I don't.
He was sick in Black. He was sick in Black Panther.
He was sick in Black Panther, so he was sick.
He's been sick for
and he was certainly skinny.
Yes,
but
withholding that piece of information, I think. Me watching it now after his passing made me feel like, wow, this guy really dug deep to give a very powerful and exhausting performance. I mean, he was really soul-wrenching. The subject matter in light of the last year that we've lived with COVID was very hard for me to watch. My first instinct watching the film, the opening sequence is these two young African-American men running through the woods in the dark.
Right.
I think that I am so heightenedly sensitized to, we watched Harriet Tubman, like watching people of color running through the dark in the woods. You're thinking, okay, nothing good can come of this. And then they end up coming to this tent that Ma Rainey's playing in. I guess she's on tour somewhere, and she's in the middle of the South, and she's doing a concert. So that made you kind of catch your breath, which was good. The feeling of Ma Rainey, her sweat, she was sweating. It was hot. Since it is a stage play, it's very limited in its movement to just a few setups, and the feeling of it being hot and Ma Rainey is sweating and the guys are all in their suits. The feeling of being trapped in this building and trapped in the basement where they're rehearsing. It's very claustrophobic feeling. And what I was saying is, for me personally, watching it after being locked inside for a year with COVID, it was very hard to breathe. There was no oxygen in the film. I felt like they accomplished that. And then another thing that hit me is that this was set in 1920s, early 30s.
Hot summer of Chicago.
Yes.
Hot Chicago summer.
So, right. But we just in 2020 have stood up for Black Lives Matter. And the feeling in this film of Black lives not matter. And then, but through the music as this universal language, the white people feel like they can plug into the Black soul, right? But here we are with Black Lives Matter, and I'm feeling, have we accomplished anything? Are we any further along the line here?
Holy mama, I love that white people feel they can plug into the Black soul. That's awesome. I think the movie bothered you. If I was the director, I would be so happy to hear what you just said. Yeah. Okay. So our twins are both raising their hands here. Let's defer to, well, Dylan, you had your hand up first, raising hands in the studio. Okay. And then tongues out, but don't worry, we're everybody's going to get a turn. So what do you got, boy?
So I wanted to say that I do agree with what Mama said.
Yeah.
Like very good job of claustrophobia and making it, really seem tense and, dramatic.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to see more of what the time was like then. So I guess I was just, I wanted to see more. Like, what was it like then?
I think it was good that they only focused on being inside and they didn't move it to different spaces, because if they focused only on since they focused only on the inside and being in the studio, I think that was really good, because I'm sure that's how they felt. But also, like in a movie, they don't just have one setting, they have multiple, and they focus on multiple different things.
That's right.
And so it doesn't set one feeling for a movie, because you have so many different places that you're at, so you don't have just one feeling. But if you have one setting and you're in that one place for the whole movie, then it gives you one feeling.
That's interesting. Dylan, you got something else to add to that?
So what I want to say is I don't think that the whole small set was a bad idea. I thought it was really good the way that they did it.
Right.
Again, I'm just, I kind of wanted to make it out of, make it a movie.
Yeah. Would you say that just having been exposed to this, you wanted to know more about Ma Rainey, about that time, about what it was like?
Oh, definitely. And I would have loved to know a backstory of Ma Rainey
and Levy
and the men. Yeah.
And slow drag.
And why do they play the music? Why?
Oma? Yeah.
Yes, and more of the music of the time, because I think the music itself is a statement of fact. It's very, very important, because if you remember, at the end of the movie, he's only offered $5 for the songs that the man asked him to write, and then you see a white band performing the music with no soul, no heart, no understanding of what was really written.
That leaves you with a warm and fuzzy feeling, right? So,
but didn't you feel a palatable feeling of distress? Like everything was potentially a tinderbox. Like every moment, the car accident, I was just waiting for bloodshed.
Yes.
I was waiting for some horrible scene when they go to get the cokes. It was hard because they're fighting with their own demons. They're fighting with the history of their lives. They're fighting with the history of their ancestors. They're fighting for a place in the world going forward, for a piece of success, for a piece of something. And in all of that, losing pieces of themselves. And one of the characters in the band saying, we're better if we stand together and we use our strengths together to pull each other up, which is what's going on right now.
Right.
Also thought it was very ironic and timely that the week that we watched it, 2 days before, the information had come out in Chicago about the police illegally raiding the African American woman's social worker's apartment. And there is a black mayor, a female mayor to Chicago, and her having to address that. So
all the things that you guys just said are spot on. For me, it's another viewing because it's so loaded. It's so heavy. It is so timely. It's hard to breathe. They go down into that crappy rehearsal room and they're just trying to get that fan on, just trying to get the air. And Kristen, you kept saying, why is he going to that door? Why does he keep going to that door? And it was Kafkaesque and just no escape. And of course, when he finally does go into that door,
there's still no escape.
And so that was not too subtle.
Yeah, but that feeling of being trapped.
That sense of claustrophobia.
We're all feeling trapped. And then you're watching a film about people being trapped, and it was a difficult movie to watch.
I would say if it wasn't a difficult movie to watch,
it wouldn't have been good.
It wouldn't have been good. August Wilson wouldn't have been the dynamic and important playwright that he was. The rhythm and the language and the energy that these guys were able to capture and just take us there, and you feel like you're short of breath.
And that's how that the film, the play was written, it was performed on Broadway, but for it to come out on Netflix now, do you feel that it's more resonant with the viewers because of everyone's individual and personal circumstances with what's going on?
Look at what you just described. So I would say, sure, yes. There are people who are having the exact experience that you are. We have 13-year-old twins having their experience.
I wanted to say that with the door, when he was struggling to get the door open, and then I felt like the scene where he finally opened that was his realization that he's trapped. He can't escape his life. So I felt like that was a good scene.
I agree. It's a great scene. Levy's a complicated character. I would say that he knew a long time before that he could not escape. Once he watched what happened to his mom, that torment, that pain, he knew. He got some relief from his horn playing. He was obviously a talented musician, but so cursed, so hobbled, so damaged. I thought it was great, and I think there's a lot to unpack in it. And like Mommy said, like Kristen said, right now, in the time of COVID, right now with Black Lives Matter, to look back and say, oh my God, from then to now, it's the same struggles.
It makes you feel hopeless. It makes you feel...
But
are we accomplishing anything? Is it moving fast enough?
Incrementally, you have dynamic Black entertainers who have phenomenal success and phenomenal impact. Is it enough? No. But is it different than it was then? To an extent, but still.
I know, but the white man is still making money off
the
black man in the music
still
industry.
Appropriating. All right, so final round. Let's go around the horn. We always go thumbs down, thumbs to the thumbs
to the side,
thumbs to the side, or thumbs up. Right. So let's go around the room. Mommy, what do you think? Thumbs down, thumbs to the side, thumbs up.
Okay, it's complicated.
That's it. You got three choices.
I'm
you got thumbs down, thumbs to the side, thumbs up.
I'm going to give a thumbs up for the production value, for the costumes, for the performances, for the direction, for the content. I will give it a thumbs up. I think it is absolutely worth seeing. But for me personally, emotionally, where I am right now because of what's going on in the world, it was so challenging of a movie to walk away from. Like, I felt like I needed to go watch like a Disney fairy
Right, we
movie
said
to just
H2O, yeah.
lighten it up.
Okay.
I will give it a sideways thumb.
Okay. Thumb
So
to the-
you got to kind of know what you're getting into.
So for
and
other
be
people,
prepared.
she'd give a thumbs up, but for herself, she'd give a thumbs down.
You kind of need to know going into the film what to expect so that if you're in a funky place.
Okay, you thumbs down, thumbs to the side, thumbs up. What is it?
I'm telling you, thumbs up
Thumbs
for
up.
everyone
Okay, you
else.
can't-
And
okay.
thumbs
Just say,
sideways.
All right,
just
enough.
say thumbs
Dylan.
to the side. It's so simple.
There
No,
you
you
go.
can do thumbs like halfway.
Okay,
I'm about
Dylan,
to,
what do you say?
I'm about to break the record.
Here it is.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Anything outstanding about that thumbs up, or just thumbs up across the board?
Just thumbs up because I feel like the way that they did all the art direction and the way that they, really brought the emotions to the screen. And
You've mentioned art direction a
characters.
few times. As an artist, you really responded to the look of the film.
Yeah, I feel like the main part of a movie is in a different time, especially
Period piece.
especially if you're really far back in history, is to have a really good looking set and really good looking clothes and just all of the bits and bobs.
Right.
I think I would give a thumbs up because of the way that the movie made me feel.
Right.
I think like when a book makes me feel a certain way and I can really connect with that, then that's definitely a good book. If a movie can make me feel that way, then that's definitely a good movie.
Nice. I like that thumbs up. Okay, Oma, what do you say from Los Angeles?
I also will give it a thumbs up. And after this conversation with everybody, definitely a second reviewing of it.
Oh,
a second
nice.
viewing of
Nice.
it. Because I think there is tremendous depth in all of their characters. And Ma Rainey herself was very, very powerful. You get a little bit of it. I think so. When you see it in conjunction with all of the other acting and all of the other people and what they're all going through, Levy, it's definitely worth a second viewing.
Solid thumbs up for me. And in the conversation here, you just saying, I want to go back and watch it again. I think just that's a sign of good work. I think we have all thumbs up, except maybe Kristen, right? Is that maybe?
That's just my own because I'm a little thin-skinned these days.
You're a little thin-skinned.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's around. So there we can say what? There was the gong.
Why did we need a gong?
We just needed a gong to go. I feel like we need a gong. That's the end of that round. That's the gong.
Okay.
Round one.
Yeah. And that's the end of that round.
ding.
And we're going to go. Yeah. Ding, ding. And we're going to go into now, we got Mulan, right? Now, Mulan, we already said that Oma has not seen Mulan. And just to set this up for you guys, for the twins, big fans, is that fair to say, of the Disney animated Mulan?
Oh, the original's so good.
The original's so amazing. And as somebody that likes animation, I mean, I loved it.
And we're all huge fans of Mushu and Cricket,
Yes.
right? And it still holds up for us. And as a matter of fact, you guys I feel like we just watched it a few weeks back, not too long ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because we knew this one was coming. We've got a clip of Mulan right here to take us back. Let's see what this is like with Mulan.
Do you know why the phoenix sits on the right hand of the emperor? She is his guardian, his protector. That she's both beautiful and strong. Your job is to bring honor to the family. Do you think you can do that?
Citizens, we are under attack from northern invaders.
Their leader calls himself Ori Khan.
Fights alongside a witch.
No survivors. By edict of His Imperial Majesty, every family must contribute one man to fight.
Have you no son? I am blessed with 2 daughters. I will fight.
We must be strong. This time it will not.
All right. right, there it is. This time we will not return, and we must be strong. Feel free to just open up the conversation a little more here. Dylan, you don't even have to raise your hand.
This
Go
time I will not return to that movie.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
I very much agree with Kaylee.
Well, and there it is.
Strong.
Some strong feelings. Okay, go for it, guys. Go for it.
Honestly, I was very disappointed by the fact that we didn't get Mushu.
Right.
So, that was kind of...
That's fair.
But then again, I guess, it's kind of weird to animate a dragon and but realistic. So I was also confused on why they were in a old-looking apartment complex, because in the original movie, in the animated one, they had their own farm and a home, and they seemed well off. So I was really confused by that. The Phoenix wasn't even a part, but, that took place of Mushu. And then also the witch, I don't really know why they needed to add the witch. In the original movie, it was just Boricon and, his army they were fighting.
Right.
And the witch was his pet hawk.
Kaylee, you're saying what?
So I think that the witch was his falcon or hawk. I'm not sure what type of bird.
Yeah, she was. What was she, Kristen? You're the raptor expert.
Yeah,
falcon.
So in the animated movie, she was just a falcon, and she didn't turn into the witch. I thought it was kind of cool that they made her a witch in this one, so she could turn into a falcon and be a human. I thought that was kind of cool, and I don't know the full true story, the actual story of Mulan. The witch might have been part of the actual story.
Yeah,
I'm not sure though.
Kristen, what do you think?
Well,
you've seen both, right? Now
it's been a very long time.
Oh, okay. You didn't watch it recently, the animated version.
I don't really remember so much the original that the kids have watched many, 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 many times.
Right.
So for them, that's Mulan. And the songs. So they love the songs from Mulan, and they can recount the songs. And so for me, it was challenging.
And just so everyone knows, this is not a musical, this version,
yes,
right? It's not a musical. And we've already established
no singing in it.
Right. No Mushu. And Oma, did you see the animated version?
No. So I was just going to say that I would like to watch the animated version. But here's my feeling about that. Maybe I'm a little old-fashioned when it comes to this. I love animated films, good animated films, very much like the Lion King when they made a live version. I had no interest in seeing a live version of something that just, for me, the animation is so beautiful and lyrical, and the music and the way they put it all together. Very, very special.
We had this conversation a little bit, guys, didn't we, when we talked about Jungle Book? Because Jungle Book, we felt
the Jungle Book reanimated. That worked. That was
worked,
really
right?
good.
Jungle,
but they
I want to be like you.
They should not have done it for the Lion King. It was just already too good as an animated film.
And there it didn't work. So
yes, it didn't work. Right.
I don't know if you can top a really good an animated film that's already good with a CGI one.
Now, Jungle Book. Sorry, Kristen. Jungle Book came out when I was a kid. Lion King came out when you were a kid. Really, they're both considered at this point classic animation for Disney. Phenomenally successful, but the live action that Jon Favreau did for Jungle Book, we loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But the live action for Lion King, big dud, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not reviewing that today, but it was a big dud. So,
and we did not like Aladdin. You guys,
that was another one that didn't work. Dylan, what are you thinking?
I do have to say that live action can be really good sometimes, but the majority of the times, if the animation movie was really, really a smash hit, then for me, I feel like the majority of the times the live action is not nearly as good.
It's very challenging, right? It's a big challenge. So,
but can I,
yeah, please,
as a viewer who saw the animated version so long ago that it wasn't really in the forefront of my memory.
So you're kind of fresh.
I'm kind of fresh. I enjoyed this film. I enjoyed watching it. I thought it was beautifully shot. I thought that China looked beautiful. The countryside looked really pretty.
It was filmed in Toronto. That's why. Kidding.
The culture, the costumes were amazingly beautiful, and their warrior gear and all of that. So I didn't have as much problem with it because there wasn't an animated Mushu comic.
Could you connect with any of the characters?
Nope.
I couldn't.
Could you, Kristen? No.
I didn't feel for any of them. I was like, whatever.
I kind of like Borakan.
Yeah, Borakan, I kind of felt
a
little bit more than everyone else.
His father got killed by the Emperor, and I kind of did.
I feel like the purpose of Mulan, like both of the movies, you're supposed to feel for Mulan, have like some sort of a connection. And in the original, they did a good job of that. But in the new one, she was basically just a side character to me. If anything, Cricket was the most interesting person there.
But Cricket didn't really have any parts.
No, I will say this. I was moved by the girl power moment between the witch and Mulan.
I thought that was good.
I was.
And
I enjoyed
she
that.
said
I was.
You're lying. You're putting on this false front.
Yeah.
And you have to be your authentic self to let your chi flow so that you can really come into your power and who you are. And that was very powerful.
And the witch saying... Yeah, I thought so, Kels, because the witch...
I kind of felt for the witch, but not
and she
that
goes,
much.
it's too late for me, right? The witch says it's too late. So I think there's something there. This movie just...
It was just very
so late
faint.
in the film.
this movie just didn't...
I do have to say that I felt like the three men that Mulan was paired with in the original movie, they were a pretty big part of the movie throughout the movie. So it was kind of weird to not have them. And I was also confused on which characters they were trying to remake as who. They didn't really give any information on
that part was kind of confusing.
Who the commander was, who the...
Well, it was... So, in the original, Mulan met 3 guys when they were at the boot camp thing.
That's right.
They all became friends, but it kind of showed them in the live-action one, but I couldn't really figure out who was supposed to be who.
Right.
And I feel like with this live action Mulan, I feel like they kind of rushed the story.
Yeah.
Like it seems like they went from one thing and they're like, okay, we're done with that. Let's move on to the next thing.
Right.
It seemed like it was really short and rushed.
I felt like that too. I felt like the movie was really fast paced and that didn't give any time for this story to really build up.
Yeah.
I liked that she didn't have to have a romantic lead to complete her character arc.
Yeah. I kind of, and maybe you guys can help me, I kind of wasn't sure. How did she become such a great warrior? Did I miss
her
something?
Father, because she was kind of tomboyish, was training her like a son. Until at one point, then she was getting in so much trouble. They said she needs to know her place. That she's a female.
But I didn't see
I don't think that he was training her. But there is one thing: the witch and the dad. They kept talking about chi.
Yeah.
And that wasn't in the
a life force.
Yeah, and I know what chi is and everything, but I don't. That wasn't in the first movie, and I didn't understand why that was such a big thing. It was just kind of like, oh, this is a thing you have. It's strong with you, like the Force.
Right.
But there was no real reason. And I thought for some reason the witch, because she had strong chi, that she could do all that stuff. Because she said, your chi is strong like mine.
Right. She went to the dark side.
Yeah. There is one thing that it's not a huge part of the movie in either movies. But in the first one, in the animated one, the dad gives the daughter, gives Mulan a medallion, which is the yin and yang. So then it's replaced by a phoenix. And that was supposed to be like a family thing. And, there was like all this stuff. But so that wasn't a huge part, but for some reason, I felt like they were going to give that to Mulan. I don't know why.
Oh, the medallion itself?
Yeah, because that was like a really big part. He said something like, this helped me fight, or...
Right.
So...
I just wasn't wowed by this movie at all, wasn't connected to it. I agree with Chris, and I thought some of the stuff was cinematic and looked good, but it just felt like maybe too many people had their hands in the pot. There it is. Okay, Kristen, what do you want to do with this one? Thumbs down, thumbs to the side, thumbs up.
I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. There it is. Straight and simple with no other explanation. Dylan, what do you got?
Because of many things, I'm going to do partial thumbs down. So it's in between thumbs to the side.
Ooh, modifying the rating system, huh? Okay. Kales, what are you thinking?
I'm giving it the same as Dylan did.
Really? Too? Look at the twin power. Okay, Oma, you have no vote on this. I mean, you could throw your opinion into the hat
No, I really can't. It would be unfair.
It would be unfair.
I think.
Yeah, I'm going to say just because it was clearly a big effort, I would not give it a thumbs down, but I'll say thumbs to the side on this one. Let me ask you guys, for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, is this a family film? Is this a movie that here you are, 13-year-old twins, and then your parents, and then we have Oma, who is our grandmother. Is this something a family can watch and enjoy? So go ahead, guys. You don't need to just.
I think probably for older kids.
So, were you too young to watch this? Do you think, Kels, or this is?
I think Kaylee and I are mature enough, but
I think it depends on how your parents introduce you to different things and situations in the world.
So, in your assessment, guys, what would the age cutoff be? Do you think?
I'd say like
it was rated R, but I think it could. I don't know. It really depends how your parents introduce you.
Is it rated R, Kristen? Was it rated?
Could you say 15?
I was very uncomfortable with the sex scene in front of the kids.
Right.
And I was very uncomfortable with the graphic scene at the end of the film. I thought that
the violence.
Those two scenes really upset me, and I felt like, oh, this is kind of a weird film to be watching with the kids, which I didn't know that those elements would be in there.
It was rated R.
So there you go, parents. Don't be like us. It's rated R. Make sure you know what the rating is. Dylan, what do you got?
Honestly, I'd say 15 to 15 and up.
16 plus probably.
16 plus.
Do you think so? Huh?
I don't know. I feel like some 15-year-olds could get it, but yeah, probably Kaylee.
So you guys are 13. Do you feel it was a mistake for you to have seen this?
No,
not really. No, I feel like Kaylee and I are mature for our age, and that's not really saying a lot because we're insane. But
okay.
I feel like we got it. But anyone our age and younger would probably not enjoy it or be understand it.
Can I throw my hat in the ring?
Please,
here,
please.
So I'm listening to all of you, and I will say this. What Kaylee said is true. It's how your parents bring you up, how your parents talk to you about things, the openness, the ability to discuss certain things. And that really depends on the maturity of each individual. So if it's an R, probably in today's age, 19, because I think most kids today are really dumb.
Hey,
I agree. I agree.
Ouch.
I agree with her.
I'm sorry.
Oh man, this is the harsh grandmother right there.
Well, Jeff, I think you and Kristen have given Kaylee and Dylan the ability to sit in many conversations and be spoken to on a level that gives them a feeling of respect and respect for yourself. It's a whole different ball of wax, as opposed to people who don't really have any interaction or very little interaction with their kids and don't introduce them to life as life is. So I agree with what Kaylee said. It depends on the maturity of the kid.
That's fair. And I think Kristen's right. I mean, when that sex scene came up, it's not super explicit, but
explicit enough.
Explicit enough, but I think they did a very good job of.
You were very. I thought, and they didn't really show much of anything, but the heat of that scene showed enough that the intention was there.
So that's a mature moment. The language, we're not even talking about the language. I mean, the language is true to form, man, and hardcore. And
part of today, Jeff.
Oh, I think just part of the American vernacular and to me, beautiful. I mean, I just think it's beautiful the way it flows and the imagery and it's intense, but yeah. Okay. So age wise, I think you guys are probably spot on and that it could be a shocker. We went in because we were excited about Chadwick Boseman, I think, Kristen. I don't even know that I looked at the rating, guys. I don't know.
It was rated R.
No. I get it, Kels, but I'm saying I don't know that I ever even looked.
I don't think that I looked.
Yeah.
And knowing that it was from a play, I thought, well, how
How inappropriate could it be?
Yes. Oh, it could be. I mean, you watch Adventures in Babysitting, and I cringe now. I think, how is that ever PG?
Cringy,
how is that ever?
That's just a bad movie.
But how is it PG-13?
No,
yeah,
PG back then when we grew up, and then you watch it as an adult. You go, oh, it's PG Adventures in Babysitting.
Right.
I watched this as a kid.
Right.
You guys can watch it, and then I'm in the kitchen and I'm watching it as you guys are watching it, and I'm like, oh,
this is not okay. This is not
appropriate.
Yeah. Did my parents let me watch? No wonder I'm brain damaged.
And like Footloose, the beginning of Footloose.
Yeah,
I was like, you guys will be 18 before you see this.
It's not okay.
I've
already
watched that movie
seen
3
Footloose.
times. I've watched that 3 times.
What?
It's not inappropriate.
Okay, that's another.
Footloose is fine.
Punishing Your Children, episode 2.
No.
That's where we're gonna be. That's where we're gonna be. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So let's wrap it up with Ma Rainey's Black Bottom not being for younger kids a family kind of film, right? We all agree on that.
Family film.
I agree.
Yeah.
Not a family
film.
No way.
But if the conversations are happening within your family, could be pretty interesting to experience together.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, and now let's go over to Mulan, guys. What would we say about Mulan, which came from a very family-oriented Disney animation hit and now is in its live-action form with violence?
Yeah, this Mulan's a lot more violent, but I don't know if I'd rate it PG-13 because it's not inappropriate and it doesn't show blood or anything.
Yeah.
There's no gore.
So I think it could be rated PG, parental guidance.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's PG-13 right now, right?
But I don't think
they're
PG-13,
fighting, but you don't see any blood.
And it's not brutal or anything. It's not like...
It's a lot of haya.
Yeah, it's a lot of
haya. I mean, it's a
lot of haya.
The most gruesome scene is when they happen upon the other armory, the other group of soldiers,
the garrison that
that had been destroyed in battle.
Right.
But I think it could be rated PG.
I agree with Kaylee. It could definitely be PG because I mean PG-13. That's like sex scenes and blood and gore.
No,
that's R.
That's more R.
That's more R.
We have low blood sugar kicking in from the cast and crew here, and we're gonna move on. Let's do our summary judgment on Mulan, though. Is it family friendly or not?
Family friendly.
Family friendly.
Family friendly. Kristen, this
Yes.
is the mom.
Yes.
Think so?
Yes.
Okay.
I, from what you say, I have not had seen it, so I can't really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
understood. I saw an edit. I guess there are many versions of this. A Chinese version, really on YouTube, really cool looking, very dark, very violent, much more intense. But I wondered, Kristen, when I saw that, if this was like when we were at the Screen Actors Guild and we learned about the dark legacy of Pinocchio from
Roberto Benigni.
Roberto Benigni gave us a master class on
what?
Really? Oh, yeah.
Okay, a lot of Disney's
Pinocchio's
films.
Well, that's not a Disney story. This is much older than Disney.
Yes, but a lot of Disney's films are based off of Brothers Grimm's tales, and those are very, very
good
dark.
for you, Kels. Absolutely, very dark.
Yeah,
and
Brother Grimm for children's stories. Very.
So
Yes.
Disney made it a little more lighthearted.
That's
and butterflies
right.
and
Good for you
birds.
You're
guys.
gonna have to
And-
tell me later about.
Well,
Pinocchio.
it truly was a masterclass from Roberto Benigni, and you need to see some of his work in order to understand this. But he stunned all of us, and there's a room full of actors and people in the business. And when he started to really talk about what the story was about and what the depths of darkness, it was pretty astounding. No, Kristen?
Yes.
Yes.
She's hungry.
Okay, we've lost Kristen. So, all right, everybody. Well, that's it for this episode of whatever we're calling this thing, the Family Review. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.
Adios.
Well, that does it for our wacky experiment here with our multi-generational movie and whatever else reviews, whatever else sort of tickles our fancy. Thank you for joining us on No Bed of Roses today, and we hope that you come back and listen in again. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.